Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Unique Bio Classes NCERT syllabus. If you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get notification as soon as videos are getting uploaded. Okay, I shall start my today's class. In my previous video, I have discussed about lifespan. As we have started with the first chapter, reproduction in organism, in that we have started with the lifespan. Now continuation of that, we shall discuss about reproduction. In reproduction, we have here about reproduction is nothing but physiological process during which an organism produces a young ones of its own kind. Okay, it is a process in which an organism, a parental organism produces young ones. Young ones are also called as offsprings. Okay, young ones are also called as offsprings. Young ones are offsprings of its own kind to continue its race from one generation to another, so that it can continue its race. Race is not that running race, here race is of that species, that particular group of organisms which are going to continue their generation. Okay, so reproduction, it is a process during which an organism produces a young one of its own kind to continue a race from one generation to another. This will be a definition for reproduction. With that, if they ask why reproduction is essential, reproduction is essential to continue race from one generation to another generation. Okay, this will be the answer for that. Okay, if parental organism is there, if this organism should continue its generation, then what it has to do? It has to reproduce its offspring. This is a parent and this is an offspring, and then this offspring will grow into an adult, and this adult again will act as a parent and gives birth to the young ones. Okay, and this continues. If this reproduction does not take place in a particular species, what happens? Then, as we are saying, this is a parent. If it is not producing this offspring, then what happens? Then this species can become extinct. For example, if we talk about tiger species, right? Tiger species. This tiger species, its number has been reduced. There are many reasons behind this, but one of that reason is that the reproduction rate has been reduced. If their reproduction rate has been increased, then the number of organisms will, the number of tigers will increase, right? So if reproduction is there, then only tiger species will continue their generation. If there is no reproduction in this tiger, then one day comes when there will be extinction of this tiger species. Hope you understood this, which means then it is very much essential reproduction for every organisms. Okay, in this you have next point. There is a cycle of birth, growth and death, is it? In reproduction, there is a cycle of first birth. The organism will take a birth, then it grows, and then it will die. So this is one of the cycle. Okay, birth, then it grows, then it will die. The next point we have here is each organism has evolved its own mechanism. Okay, every organism has its own different mechanism to multiply or to reproduce offsprings. Okay, as you can find, what does it mean? This sentence means what? That every organism is having different method of reproducing their offsprings. Like birds, they lay eggs. Like human beings, they give birth to the young ones. Like we can have tigers, they give birth to the young ones. Okay, so we have different mechanisms, different methods of reproduction, and that has been evolved, which has been formed during the time of evolution. It has been undergone a lot of changes to have different methods of reproduction. And this evolution, or this has been evolved, it depends on, it is based on the habitat where does that living organism is living. Okay, so it is having different mechanism, as we said. Where does that organism lives? It is based on that. Okay, that we call it as habitat, is it? Habitat, as you know, where does the organism, where does it lives? Then second one is internal physiology. Internal physiology of that organism also matters for reproducing by different methods, and several other factors are also involved. Okay, so what is reproduction? Then we have some of the points regarding it. These points are not that essential, but if you remember to answer in any of those entrance exams, then it's very good. What is reproduction? You must know. Why is it essential? You must know. Okay, as I said, it is essential to continue race from one generation to another. Next I have here about types of reproduction. As you know, there are two types of reproduction. One is asexual reproduction, another one is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, this term is used in animals. For plants, we use vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation. Okay, vegetative reproduction, or it is also called as vegetative propagation. Okay, for animals we use the term asexual reproduction. In plants we use vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation, and one more method of reproduction is sexual reproduction. First I shall discuss about asexual reproduction, then we shall proceed for vegetative propagation, then we shall talk about sexual reproduction. First we shall discuss here about asexual reproduction, what it is. Asexual reproduction, it is the process of transfer of genetic characters which are present in the genes, which are present in the chromosomes. Okay, the process of transfer of genetic characteristics of a single parent to one or more daughter organisms. In asexual reproduction, there is no sexual contact. There is involvement of only one parent or single parent. One parent or single parent is involved in the formation of daughter organisms. Okay, when there is involvement of one parent, then daughter organisms are formed. We call it as asexual reproduction. As you can find in the amoeba is like this. Only one parent will form two daughter organisms. Whereas in human being, whereas in other animals, what you will find? There will be a male and female, both will together will produce an offspring. Is it? So this is sexual reproduction, which involves two parents. Okay, here it involves only one parent, where in asexual reproduction. Once again, the process of transfer of genetic characteristics of a single parent to one or more daughter organisms is called as asexual reproduction. Okay, some more points regarding this asexual reproduction. The offsprings produced in asexual reproduction are not only identical but also exact copies of their parent. You might have seen asexual reproduction, especially in amoeba. When parental cell will divide, the two daughter cells or two daughter organisms are formed. Both the daughter organisms will be the exact copy of the parent. You can say it as Xerox copy of the parent. Okay, both are exact copy of the parent. Why they are exact copy? Because there is no mixture of chromosomes, no mixture of two different chromosomes or two different genetic characteristics from two different parents. Whereas in other organisms, as we find in human being, two parents are involved, two different chromosomes will fuse to get new genetic variety. But here there is no such mixture. Only one parent. What genetic characteristics are present? Same, it is getting transferred to both the offsprings equally. So these offsprings which are formed in asexual reproduction, they are exact copies of their parents. So these offsprings are called as clone. Okay, the offsprings which are exact copy, as we said, second point, the offsprings produced in asexual reproduction are not only identical, they are not only identical but also exact copies of their parent. Those individuals are called as clone. What is clone here? The individuals that are morphologically and genetically similar to their parents. Morphology, external, genetically, genes. Okay, so morphologically, that is external view, also it is also same, and even the genes which are present inside that are also same. So for that it has been called it as clone. It has been asked many a times, what is clone? Define clone. Or we have got why asexual reproductive offsprings are called as clone. Okay, because they are formed from a single parent and the individuals are morphologically and genetically similar to the parents. Okay, next, asexual reproduction is also called as agamogeny or agamogenesis. Asexual reproduction is also called as agamogeny. Here we have term gamogeny. Gamo means gamete. Okay, the process of formation of gametes, gamogeny or gamogenesis. Opposite of that we have agamogeny. Agamogeny is no formation of gametes. Okay, so in asexual reproduction there is no formation of gametes, there is no fusion of gametes. So that's why it is this asexual reproduction can also be called as agamogeny or agamogenesis. Why it is called as? Because there is no formation of gametes or sex cells, is it? Sexual reproduction is called as agamogeny because there is no formation of gametes or sex cells, but this formation of gametes you will find in sexual reproduction. Now, this asexual reproduction, it is commonly found in asexual reproduction is commonly among single-celled organisms. Okay, as we said, in animals we use term called as asexual, in plants we use term called as vegetative propagation, is it? So which means this will takes place, asexual reproduction will takes place in single-celled organisms, the organisms which are single-cell or unicellular, in that you can find asexual reproduction. And it also takes place in plants and animals. Which plants and animals? Which are having simple body organization. Okay, sexual reproduction will take place in plants and animals which are having simple body organization, simple body structure. In those you can find asexual reproduction takes place. Okay, so these are the extra information which can be helpful for your entrance. In this part, what we have discussed today, you can get the question, what is clone, why asexual reproductive offsprings are called as clone, what is asexual reproduction, which are the types of reproduction, the type of asexual reproduction in plants, what it is called as, and then you have about that what is reproduction. Okay, so this is about today's class, and I shall discuss about further types of asexual reproduction in my next video. And if you like my channel, if you have any doubts, any queries, please comment it on the comment box. And if you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. We shall meet in the next video. Bye.